It is 7 times harder to get a loan today in 2022 than it was way back in 2006. And that is very good news for you. In today's housing market, many are beginning to wonder, are we returning to those riskier days of lending that led to the housing crash 15, 16 years ago? Several times a year, the Mortgage Banking Association releases an index titled the Mortgage Credit Availability Index. Basically, the index determines how easy it is to get a mortgage. The higher the index number, the easier it is to get a loan. Here's a graph dating back to 2004, which better illustrates this point. As the graph shows, the index stood at about 400 in 2004. Mortgage credit became more available as the housing market heated up, and then the index passed 850 in 2006. When the real estate market crashed, so did the MCAI, as mortgage money became almost impossible to secure. Thankfully, lending standards have eased somewhat since then, but the index is still low. In April, the index was at 121, which is about 1/7 of what it was in 2006. So why did the index get so out of control during the housing bubble? The main reason was the availability of loans with extremely weak lending standards. Lenders were basically approving almost anybody and everybody. An example of the relaxed lending standards was the FICO score. What's a FICO score? The website MyFICO explains a credit score tells lenders about your credit worthiness, how likely you are to pay back the loan based on your credit history. It is calculated using the information from your credit reports. FICO scores are the standard for credit scores used by 90% of the top lenders. During the housing boom, there were many loans that were written to people with FICO scores of 620 and below. Now, we still have programs for 620 below borrowers. However, today, the lending standards are much more tighter. According to the latest household debt and credit report put out by the New York Federal Reserve, the median credit for buyers in 2022 after the end of the first quarter was 776. This graph shows the billions of dollars in mortgage money given annually to borrowers with credit scores under 620. In 2006, buyers with a score under 620 received $376 billion in loans. In 2021, that number was only 80 billion. And it's only 20 billion in the first quarter of 2022. So what's the bottom line? Well, in 2006, the lending standards were very, very relaxed, and little attention was paid to whether or not that borrower could actually pay back that loan. And today, in 2022, the standards are much tighter and the risk is reduced for both the lenders and the buyers. These are very different housing markets, and today is nothing like it was back in 2006. And that is good news for you because you are competing with a smaller pool of people that are competing for your dream home. And with this tight inventory market, that is very good news. So let's connect to discuss your goal of owning a home in 2022. Just call, text, or email me, and we'll get you started on your home buying journey. I'm Joe Rivas, your loan guy Joe, and I'll see you on the next video.